everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the pub. Welcome on in. Have a seat. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name is Joseph Potter, and for the last 10 years or so, I have been co host, contributor on the Draft Utopia podcast. And this is going to be a little bit of a different show. We're not going to go deep diving into a bunch of stats, or we will use stats, but we're not going to go on a huge deep dive. We're going to use the stats as indicators. We're going to throw in a little bit of history. We're going to throw in a little bit of culture on there at times as well. Really make you guys feel, like sitting at a bar, just talking with the bartender, watching some shows, having a really good time. So, that said, let's jump right into it. And the first thing you're going to have to know, this show, NFL Draft, this section is going to be called Cold Brew. And right now, we're going to ask a little bit of a tough question here. That is the 2027 quarterback class overrated? See, I'm seeing three guys right here. I'm seeing Moore, I'm seeing Julian Sayin, I'm seeing Arch Manning. See, Dante Moore is a guy we all know. He had a heck of a year last year, but showed he is quite turnover prone. And that's putting it nicely. And more so than poor decisions and interceptions when he's feeling pressure are the fumbles. Now, every quarterback's going to throw interceptions. As long as he cleans up when he throws them, that's not worrying me. But the fumbles, putting the ball on the ground, as we saw, I believe it was against Ohio State, that worries me a little bit. Then we have Julian Sayin. Dude is a very good deep passer. I really like it. He finds his primary receivers. He knows who they are. He's good at finding guys over the middle. When it comes to deep passes, very good deep. I do worry, however, about his ability to do anything when it comes to short and medium, especially over the middle. He's going to have to use that, and he's going to have to refine that in his game. And finally, we have Arch Manning. Arch Manning is a guy with great potential. Big problem. Arch Manning has issues with throwing the football. We saw last year in his first year as the full-time starter, yes, he made some beautiful throws, he made some great plays, but he is not confident in his arm. He is going to have to use the same confidence that he has in his athletic ability, because we know he's a great athlete. And when he sees a hole, he's going to hit it. He will take a 12 to 15 yard run over a 20-yard pass that may be wide open. I think a lot of his issue is that he's not a natural passer of the football, unlike both of his uncles, Eli and Peyton, who were amazing natural throwers of the football. I do not think Arch is. And that is a situation he's going to have to come up with and try to fix. And I think that is one of the reasons I really like him going back to school, because it gives him an extra year to get that confidence. Because we all know the Texas passing game, they ain't going to stop because Arch Manning might not be comfortable. They're going to air it out. You know it's going to be coming. Question is, can Arch get the ball to those guys, or is he just going to take off and run because he trusts his athletic ability more than he does his arm? And that's something we're going to need to see. All three of these guys, I believe, are the top three guys in this quarterback class as of right now. But all three of these guys have major flaws that need to be looked at. And I think whichever one of these guys comes out of this little competition they're going to be having here is going to be the first quarterback taken. I saw CBS Sports earlier this morning, and Arch Manning wasn't even in the top three quarterbacks. It's amazing how far all over the place this draft class is. And with that said, I want to look a little bit more into the numbers here. I said we're not going to look a whole lot into statistics, but, for some things, it is necessary. So, here we go. We're going to hit this. Please stick with me here a little bit because this is all new. So, we're going to give a little bit of kudos out to CFB Stats from Sports Source Analytics, because we're going to be using a little bit of their stuff here. And we're going to look at this. We're going to start off with Moore. Dante Moore, good size, 6'3", 206, and he's put on a little muscle. We saw that earlier. And going to have to look here. 71% completions. He was very good. He was a very good thrower of the ball. He broke a lot of trends in Oregon where a lot of times you're just throwing the nearest check down. He actually made some really good passes and challenged defenses. And I think that is critical because Oregon's offense traditionally does not allow such things. And he was mobile. He was athletic. He was able to do some things. And I'm going to stick to last year. I'm not going to get all into all these other stats we got going on here. I just want to give you a little bit of an outline for people who are looking at stats and trying to find what's going on. In this situation, 15 games, nice sample. And Moore is one of those guys. I think he was flawed. I think he did have a problem with turnovers, not just interceptions, but fumbles. Now, we know he didn't lose every fumble. I mean, that would be a technical snafu if he had ever lose every fumble. That would just kill his entire stock. But he did have trouble at times keeping hold of the ball. Now, if we go up here and we go over, now that you've got a little bit of a snapshot of that one thing you will notice, a lot of yards, not many yards a game. I want to see him for a number one pick. I want to see him get that up, and I want to see him get the turnovers down. Not necessarily just the interceptions, but the fumbles, because the fumbles are what worry me about him. If he can get the fumbles down and learn from the disaster in that game against Ohio State, I think he's going to be a very good player at the next level, potentially even the number one pick in this upcoming draft. Then we got Julian Sayin. A little undersized, a little bit of the Baker Mayfield mentality going on there, 6'1", but same weight as Dante Moore. Well, something else he has in common with Moore is one other thing he has in there with Moore is the sophomore designation. I'm not somebody who usually goes in with sophomores and juniors this early in the draft. But we're looking at two guys. One's a red shirt, one's not. So now we got, I believe now, Sayin is a true sophomore, while Moore is a true junior, where Dante Moore is a redshirt junior. So we're going to be looking here. Sayin he had the best receiving duo I have seen in many years. Tate and Smith, they went down there, you got in trouble. You knew where to throw it. You throw it wherever you want to throw it. He's got this. Who's he? Whichever one you decide to throw it to. And he also had a band of very good tight ends. Two of them ended up going in the NFL draft this year. I think both of them got drafted, if I'm not mistaken. Tate got drafted. So he's going to have new receivers. So I want to see him take that next step. Not only as a leader, and as we can see through his yards per attempt, how he went deeper more. I want to see him be able to take that next step, go over the middle more, not throw it as far, just take what the defense gives him. He's not going to have all those targets this year. He's going to have Smith, and he's going to have a new line. He's going to have a new way of thinking about things. I want to see him take what the defense gives him more. Take those underneath routes. Take that over the middle. You get a little route, over the middle, a little wheel route to a running back, hit that. You don't have to, you're not going to be able to just throw it up deep. I think for him, if those yards per attempt go down to, say, 8, because he's hitting more smaller passes over the middle, I think that'll be a good thing for him. Now, as we know, he's a pocket passer. He don't run a lot. He is classic Ohio State pocket passer. Get back there, sling the ball. And that's fine. You're going to have teams that want to do that. Hey, the Cardinals are here. Cardinals could use somebody that can sling the ball. So we're going to work with that there. Now, we come up here. We got the prototype. The one everybody's looking at. Let's face it. Everybody in the media, most of the owners, everybody's got this love affair with Arch Manning. It's a love affair, baby. He's a Manning. But he could also be like that side piece. It's like you might have a franchise quarterback look at Arch and be like, well, guess what? Honey, I got to stay at work late tonight. Or like he's in there in the office with Peyton and Eli watching clips of Arch. Well, his quarterback's over here. Arch is like the mistress to a lot of these guys. But what you don't realize, Arch has got his flaws. Arch doesn't throw the ball very well. Arch runs the ball really well. As said earlier in the introduction of this podcast, you can see it right here. 30 yards a game, but he'd rather take that run. 10 rushing touchdowns, 5 yards a rush. Right? He wants them rushes. He trusts that. He trusts his athletic ability. So while you guys, meaning the owners and everybody who are going over this coach or this Arch Manning, he's your mistress. What happens when your wife finds out? You're Tampa Bay. You got somebody like Baker Mayfield, who's already been the wife who was cheated on. Well, guess what? They ain't gonna think too highly on it. Mistress ain't ready to be wife material. Well, you should have thought that before you cheated on me with her. What are you gonna do? Arch Manning is essentially the mistress. He's a side piece. Now, will he be more than a side piece? I don't know. According to CBS, probably not. According to a lot of the other people, he's got a chance. I'm looking at this in a very simple way. You got Moore, you got Sayin, you got Manning. You got three guys here, all with potential to go through the roof. You know what else you got? You got a lot of flaws. You got Moore, who loves turnovers. You got Sayin, who doesn't like the middle of the field. And you got Manning, who doesn't like his arm. My question is, which one of these three will be the one to clean it up most? Now, that being said, we focus on those three. There are more guys in here. There are more guys in this class. This quarterback from Duke. We got that boy Sellers. We got some guys with some good size, some good raw skill, maybe not have been given the best situation. And all in all, in that situation, you got me sitting here saying, hey, you know what? I think at this point in time, we have a situation that says, well, for some reason, I can't get my screen share. Don't know what it is. Let's just do this. Okay, we'll take care of that real quick. But right now, we got a situation in this draft where you have the media fawning over these guys. You have people saying, well, we got teams going to tank for them. We got the Jets, we got the Cardinals. People are saying, oh, they should sabotage. Brown should sabotage our season, get Arch Manning, because the Mannings and Jimmy Haslam are friends from Tennessee. They're saying these teams are not going to do that. If they get a pick that allows them to get one of those three, the three guys, in my opinion, are the three best quarterbacks. These guys are not very good teams. It's not because of anything they're doing that's going to say tank, tank, tank. It's not the case. It's not going to happen. The reason that they will get one of those guys is because they're not very good teams. Now, that being said, what are we going to do with that information? We're going to say, hold your horses, guys. People are saying this has potential to be the greatest quarterback class of all time. Has that potential? Is it true? As of right now, no. There's no sure thing in this class. There are a lot of good things. there are a lot of things that stop and, what's the commercial say? Stop and make you go, ooh. But just like if you look at Leninism, on paper, should be the greatest body of government ever created. In practice, probably one of the most easily corruptible forms of government there's ever been. Doesn't really work out in the real world the way it was designed to work out. So what do you say about this quarterback class? What it says about this quarterback class, if you look at it, yeah, it's a thing that's going to make you go, ooh. But watch, because what's on paper isn't always what's in reality. So I just want for you guys to sit back, look, watch this college football season. I want you to watch all these quarterbacks, especially these three. And I want you to look at them objectively and say, they made me go, ooh. But in making me go, ooh, were they making me go, ooh, in the right reasons? Like, ooh. Or are they making me go, ooh, as in, ew? Now, that being said, it is amazing how time can fly. And at this point, our next stream, we're going to be coming to you from Brownstown, boys. We're going to talk about a little bit of OTAs. We're going to talk about some Brown stuff. And as far as the cold hard truth goes, well, the only thing I want, pull up your favorite beverage, take a look, and have fun.